I'm so proud that the countdown timer worked again. That's 2 weeks in a row, Howie. I got the
I knew
countdown
something
timer
new.
to work.
I knew
All
something
right,
new I've never
everybody.
saw before.
So we got just a little bit of, we need you to be a little patient with us. I'm in the middle of a storm, so you might get a little breakup every now and then, but stay with us. Welcome to Off the Record with Randall. Joining me tonight, though, is a couple of special guests. First, well, I don't guess you're a guest no more, Howie. You're here every week. I need your Social Security number to get you on my taxes next year. So, Howie Cheney, welcome. You want to introduce who you brought along tonight?
Well, tonight, 2 weeks ago we brought in Coach Benefield, the dean of DeKalb County coaches, and this week we are bringing in the newbie/rookie of DeKalb County coaches, Tyler Vann. He graduated from North Sand Mountain High School, went on played a year at Jacksonville State, then transferred to Athens, and then after his college career and all that, he went and coached at back North Sand Mountain for a little while. I was assistant coach there, assistant coach at Scottsburg, Buckhorn. Ended up with his first head coaching job last year at Woodville, and this year is his first season as head coach of the Sylvania Rounds. Coach Vann, welcome to the show.
Man, I appreciate it. Excited about the opportunity to have with the job. I'm also excited to get to talk to you guys. Y'all promote our sport, you promote our coaches, and we appreciate the job y'all do as well.
Oh, you might want to wait 50 minutes before you appreciate us. So we might get you off in some territory that you don't want to go, but we appreciate that, Coach, and we appreciate you joining us. I know this is a kind of a crazy time for you. You're talking in the middle of moving and going to some places and trying to get some rest before football season starts. But in our pre-show meeting, I found out you played for Bill Clark, of course, a legendary coach. Tell me about your college career and playing for somebody like Bill Clark. That's mighty tall cotton right there.
Yeah, well, coming out of high school, I had the opportunity to go and be a preferred walk-on at Jacksonville State and play for Bill Clark. And when I showed up on campus, preferred walk-on, it's tough. It's tough out there in the locker room. It's tough in the weight room, and you get coached hard, which I enjoy. But learning from Clark, like I knew going into college, like I want to be a teacher. I want to be a football coach. Like that's what I want to do. So I took every day as a day I get to watch Bill Clark, who nobody knew a lot of at the time, but I could tell when I stepped foot in the locker room and around him, he was going to be really good because the way he handled the players and all that stuff. So I always try to take notes. Hey, man, I really like the way he does this or that. Being able to learn under Bill Clark and play at Jacksonville State was huge for me. I actually just Justin Lee, he's going to help me. I played with him at Jacksonville. He went to Otter. He's going to be a part of our staff at Sylvania too. So we got a couple guys, which Lee played all 4 years and did a good job. And it was a tough decision for me. I was there a year and a half. It's a tough decision to transfer out. But if I could go back, I promise you I wouldn't. But we're here today, and I guess God has a plan, so everything's worked out so far.
I started to say you're a mighty young man to have such a prestigious head coaching job, so it probably worked out for the best.
Worked out well.
So let me ask you this first question. You said, and you said again, you always wanted to be a coach. When I can tell you, in the 5th or 6th grade, I was drawing plays up in the back of my notebook when I was supposed to be in math class. Was that you?
That was me. That was me in class, and then it really played for Adam Gilbert, who really he had a big influence on me in my life as well as coaching. But played for Adam Gilbert at North Sand Mountain my sophomore year. Like we go in, we're 4-6, but he brings something to North Sand Mountain we hadn't had in a while. Like we knew we were going to be good. We knew by the program his energy and everything, the program he was preaching, like we were going to be good in the future. And Coach Gilbert was another one. Like to see the impact I saw he had on me as well as my friends, I knew that's something I want to have an impact on kids that way as well. So
it's strangely enough, seems like the best coaches are the one that talk less about football and impacting kids, and through football they impact kids. That's a great point, Coach. Coach, what was those first days as a young assistant like for you? Was it Was it weird, Strick, taking the shoulder pads and helmet off,
Was.
grabbing the clipboard?
It was also nice when you get to the end of practice and you have sprints. You're the one blowing the whistle instead of the one running. I think that was, but no, it was different because you catch yourself wanting to go out there and play. But now I'm getting to where when I was at ARAB, help coach, I'd go over there. I was there for 2 years, and during baseball season, I'd go out there and throw. I hurt my elbow. Anyways, pitching to the varsity team, and now every now and then it'll tweak, and I won't be able to throw for a week or two. So I'm getting to the point now, and I ain't so much about running out there and playing as much. But it was different. Like my stint at Scottsboro, I think Don Jacobs had the biggest. I guess y'all know Don Jacobs. He's had a huge impact on my coaching as well. I probably learned more there in a year than I have in a lot of places. He's done a great job, had a big impact on me. So I've been in a lot of places, coached under some really good coaches, and learned a lot of things. And I think one wise guy said, if you're either learning what to do or you're learning what not to do, so always learning. So that's something that stuck with me. And I think Jeff Monroe told me that when I first started. And I like that advice. So,
how you got a
Right.
follow up to that one?
Yeah, you was at Buckhorn and Scottsboro for a while as an assistant, and then also Woodville last year. Scottsboro and Buckhorn are big schools classification-wise. Woodville is a 1A, as low as you can go. How do you think that's going to help you moving into Sylvania being a 3A?
I think it's a big deal because being at all them, I was at ARAB, they were a 6A. They just went to 5A when I got there. I was at Scottsboro. We were still 5A when I was there. Buckhorn 6A, and then dropping down to 1A from 6A was shell shock for a little bit because you go from practice defense, and that's all you see is your guys on offense. That's it all day. You got your guys, and then when you go 1A, this is your offense, your special teams, your defense. So like everybody, you got to practice all three, and them guys got to. Well, that's how I played as well, but. It's the first time coaching it besides at North Sand, and I was able to learn a lot, and I think it's going to help me, wherever I'm at in the future, because I've heard coaches say if you can coach 1A, you can coach any A, because that's just you got a lot to deal with. You lose one guy, you lose three guys. You know how it is. One guy to injury, you lose three positions. So it's always, and you're trying to practice some different spots for if that does happen in practice. So it forces you to be simple, so that they know what they're doing, because if they don't know what they're doing, then it's pointless to have them out there. So,
what was that first year, Coach? Was that first year stepping into Woodville? You went through the program, you got to know the kids. It had to be an emotional thing for you to come to Sylvania after 1 year. I know we talked a little bit before the interview. That's got to be a tough decision. My heart actually bleeds for you making that decision. What was the process like?
And, it was crazy because a lot of people would think, well, that would be an easy decision. But the coaches who've coached in it and been a part of it, that it's never easy, no matter if you're going from 1A to 6A. It's not easy leaving a group of young men that you've sold to buy into your program for a year. You've sold them in, they're starting to buy in, and now that you walk in the door and you say, guys, I've taken another job, that's never easy because it's like you're belling on them kids. And it wasn't easy because I cared about them kids. They have a good group of young men down there, and I think they've hired a better coach than me down there with Sanders, and he's going to do a great job with them. And so it was not easy, though, to say the least. I'm glad that was over with. Remember having that meeting, telling the kids, and then going playing the spring game 2 days later because how it fell. I had to tell them before we even played the spring game. And then we lost some kids there. It was a rough time for us. And so I'm glad that's over with.
Well, Coach, that was going to be one of my questions. Does that mean you didn't get your spring with Sylvania with the kids?
Yes, right. They didn't go through spring, so we got an extra week. So we start July 26th, and we start our first day of fall camp then, and then we have a jamboree at DAR on August 12th. So everything's happened a little quicker this year. It's like every time you turn around. Like I'm last week of June, but football season's in less than a month, so it's getting here faster than you'd like as a coach, because I'm always thinking about how we're going to prepare. And I'm always thinking of the negative things, like we hadn't done this yet, I ain't worried about the things done. So it's we'll be here before we know it, though.
Yeah, we dropped Howie there for a minute. Welcome back, Mr. Cheney. How are you?
Hey, I don't know what happened. I'm new to this technology. I reckon Bifield's rubbing off on me. I just didn't want to be a part of it or something. I don't know.
I want to know on you too now. So
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Well, we're gonna have to.
I'll tell Benefield I'm want to know.
We're gonna have to quit talking about Coach. We're gonna build his ego too high on him. He's gonna expect us to send a Brett Favre video.
Yeah.
Right.
Howie, you're a Sylvania alumni. When you
Well, not many people want to brag about that, but as far as me being an alumni from there, but yeah, I am.
what would have been your advice to Coach Vann? What about Sylvania High School should you embrace as a new head football coach?
Not necessarily football, basketball, and all that. A quick side note: him and, if I ain't mistaken, him and the head basketball coach Zach King went 1-on-1. Back in high school, they were the feature matchup against each other in football. If I ain't mistaken, the two quarterbacks.
That's right.
Right. And so
we don't talk that much, though. Now he got messed up. We try not to talk about that much. Hey, it was rough though, because in that game, late in the game, I think I talked to King about it the other day, and he ended up having to run in on special teams and broke his ankle that game. And then his first game back in basketball was against us, so we couldn't shake him. It was like, hey, we're gonna play him without him, and then he's back. So he's a player.
Yeah, I was standing on the sideline when Coach Clayton came and got King. Said, "Hey, they're going to go onside kick. You get in there. You're on the hands team. Get in there." And Zach didn't even have his helmet with him. He had to grab a helmet and get out there. And then, unfortunately, like you said, he broke his ankle. But back to Randy's original question, I think any time a new coach comes in, they gotta get together with the other coaches and work together, not work against each other. And I really feel like that him and Coach King are going to work good together because they've known each other for years.
So, Coach Vann, who is your staff at Sylvania? Can you give us a little thumbnail who you've got?
I can. The staff is a lot of it's the same. Ryan Clark's going to do our defense, and I've got to know him over the last few weeks. The dude's sharp, does a good job, has a good relationship with the kids. And then we got Coach Mitchell, Dylan Mitchell. He's from Pisgah. He's a Pisgah guy, as much as I hate to say Pisgah, the word Pisgah. He is a Pisgah guy, and I let him know about that every day. Being from North Sam, we don't like Pisgah. And I'm not afraid to tell anybody. Adam Gilbert, if you hear this, we hate Pisgah, But anyways, Dylan Mitchell, he's going to do H's and linebackers for us. We got Ian Richards. He's going to do D-line and O-line for us. And Justin Lee's also doing O-line. Hiring Lee was a big deal for us because we do a lot of stuff kind of like we did in college with Gross up front. So he's going to be there as well. And let's see, make sure I'm not leaving anybody off. Coach Parham, Nathan Parham, we hired him from Ider. He's going to do the junior high for us. And then Austin Wilson, a guy that I think has a bright future. He's actually coached him at Buckhorn his senior year. Really good player. I say really good. He's going to hear this, he's a big head, but he's a pretty good player. He played tight end for us. And then when I took the job at Woodville, he was getting out going to college. And it's not easy to hire to Woodville at the time. It really wasn't. I called around, tried to get guys to come. But Austin Wilson, he was one of the guys I wanted to come. He's energetic. He does. Kids love him. And so I brought him to Woodville, and I know, I knew then, like I got somebody that not a lot of people know about, and I got to keep him close or he'll get away. So when I went to Sylvania, there was no doubt he was coming with me. I think he has a bright future. It's gonna be a good one day. I got to keep him around as long as I can keep him.
Yeah. You keep those good ones while you can.
That's it, because them good ones get away. So,
yeah. Coach, you said he was going to run your junior high. So are you trying to do the model that's most? You want your junior high to run the same things your high school does, trying to link those programs?
That's right. Actually, about a week and a half after getting hired, I met with all the Pee Wee coaches as well. Like, we want to be the same from bottom to top. They're part of our program, just like the varsity's part of our program. Like, we want everyone to be involved. We want everyone to feel like they're a part of it, because we are.
Yeah.
Like, with them seniors, I want to shake them 5 and 6 year olds' hands when they're seniors one day, and I want to be able to say, hey, when they were 5 years old, I remember them playing Pee Wee football, and I shake their hand on senior night. Like, that's my goal. I want them guys to be a part of our program and feel like they're a part. But yes, running the same offensive system, same defensive system on junior high. Because when you get up there, it's no longer teaching the system as much as it is just getting better and better at what you're going to do.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people does that as well. Of course, I knew you from when I was up at North Sand Mountain, and me and Coach Wilburn, we did the same thing from like 7th grade up to the varsity as well. And our philosophy was, I teach the 7th grade and 8th grade the basics, and then as they move on up, they learn something else where it's just second nature to them, and you're not really having to teach them. You just say, hey, let's go here and run this play here, and they already know what to do, know how to line up.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do now in Sylvania. I don't think you can run a successful program without doing that. So, me personally, anyways.
So, Coach, your desire to stay at Sylvania. You made a big point when we first talked about it's going to take some time, but you're willing to invest a long time into Sylvania. It feels like the right fit for you.
It does. That was one of the reasons that I left Woodville. I've always said, like, the next stop that I end up at, I want to be there a long time. I'm tired of moving. I want to find somewhere where I feel like we can win football games and develop a program that we can be proud of. And that's my goal here at Sylvania. I plan on being here a long time, being a part of that community that already I can tell they work hard. They're there for you. Anytime you ask, they're there. So I look forward to being there a long time, getting these kids working hard and teaching them, our program, our core beliefs and things like that. So.
I'm sorry, Randy. I want to change gears just for a second. You came to Sylvania. Your wife Hannah came to Sylvania as well. She is going to be helping with the basketball team. She is head coach of Woodville last year, if I'm not mistaken. You had the head football coach. How does that work as far as y'all overlap and everything as far as season wise? Do y'all really get to see a whole lot, spend a lot of time together during school year, or?
No.
How does that work?
No, last year, not sadly, I ain't gonna say that. Last year I helped her, of course, head coach. And we got the basketball season. I sit on the bench with her, which I slowly was not a good idea for me to do that.
I was going to ask you how long that took you to realize that.
It didn't take long. I knew it when I answered the question. Yes, I'm going to do it. But, it's your wife being your boss is never good. And I probably got her 1 or 2 technicals there on the sideline that one time I know of. She didn't get over that for a day or two. So, but, yeah, we didn't see a lot of, as far as I tried to be at practices with her a lot, but we're always running. When we see each other, we're in a car ride or we're eating in a car, on the way home or something. Yeah, we don't see a lot of each other during that time. So probably be a little worse this year because I'm not helping in basketball. So.
And Howie, we need to start plugging it now. We've made it 15 minutes in, and I weigh 300 pounds, and I ain't brought up that we're going to have Wing Fest August 14th down in Sylvania.
That's it. Make sure everybody's there. It's a good day. It's we have cornhole tournaments. We have the slides and all kinds of stuff, and then you got your vendors. It's $40 I think for a vendor, and then I think you got to cook 3 cases of wings, and then we'll have judges there, and top 3 places are paid. I think it's $500, $300, $200. we'd like everybody who wants. If you want to be a vendor, contact us. We'll get you in there, and we look forward to having a good day on August 14th.
Okay, let's say with me and Randy, we don't really want to be vendors, but we want to be able to partake of all those wings. How would we go about getting tickets for that?
You can contact us on the Sylvania football page on Facebook and get the tickets, or you can actually show up that day, and we should have tickets there available. Then I think I'm sorry, somebody texted me right in the middle of that.
Yeah, if you see me do that one, it's the same thing.
Anyways, but you can
don't worry, guys. You won't see me do that. Nobody wants to talk to me, so we're all good.
Give it a few minutes. My phone stays blowing up all the time. It didn't used to be that way.
So, Coach, all that out of the way, and I'm gonna stay real generic. But if I was sitting in the stands on a Friday night and you ran your offense out there, what am I looking at?
Well, there'll be a double wing beer.
Double wing beer. All right.
I'm joking, man.
I was hoping.
I had to throw that class. But no, we're gonna spread it out some. So we'll be in 2x2 trips and play with a tight end a little bit as well. We're gonna run pretty much spread, so to speak. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Try to keep that. Because if you look at our Woodville fan, we won't be anything like we was at Woodville. So
really,
won't be anywhere close. I believe that. But the base of what we run, like we can run what we ran at Woodville, but we can always get back in that base. But I believe we have the athletes to run what we're going to run this year. So I believe as a high school coach, we're not college. You know how it is. We don't recruit our players in. We don't get to pick the skill guys or the linemen that we have. We got what we're dealt, and it's our job as a coaching staff to run the system that fits our kids the best on offense, defense, special, whatever it may be. So the way we call formations, the plays that we run, I believe we can fit it to anyone. Now, like next year, we may be double tight end a majority of the time. I can't, you know how it is. I can't tell you that, but we can do just about anything we want to do with this offense, and we're just getting the base of it in now.
So being limited in time, will you have a core that you want to get in and then get that core in? And as you get year 2, year 3, you can expand on that? Because it sounds like you got a real flexible offense.
Real flexible offense. We're multiple. So, we can give you a heavy look. We can give you trips. We can give you an empty look. Like we're going to be able to get in a bunch of different formations, and we're going to be able to move guys around. Like we have a couple of guys that I look forward to getting the ball to a lot, and we're move them around different spots on the field. You have to move around with your eyes on them because that's who we're getting the ball to. And
great.
We're just trying to find the best matchup. That's my job. Find the best matchup. If I'm not doing that, then I'm not doing my job. So, but yes, we're going to always be expanding. But right now, this year, we've got a lot in already in last week of June, and I like where we're at.
Do you have any players you kind of want to name right now, or you just want to say, hey, it's a team effort, let's do it? Or is there some that you want to, kind of name out and say, hey, we're looking forward to seeing what this one can do or that one can do?
Well, as a staff, I've got to know them in a month, and I could name all 4 or 5 kids, and I'm excited to see, but I don't know them well enough yet to start throwing out there. We do have a receiver that I think is going to be a really good player for us, and I guess most teams know him. And quarterback, he's looking all right now. He's getting better every. Smart kid and strong arm, getting the ball out good. He's accurate. So he's actually, I was talking to somebody the other day that one of the best quarterbacks I've coached was at Buckhorn, Brandon McNeil, and then Brody reminds me a lot of. He's very accurate when he gets the ball out. It's normally on time and on target. So I'm glad we have that, especially with the offense we're running. And then up front, we've looked well. Of course, like I said, we hadn't had pads on. We've been in. So I've just seen us out there on the field without pads, but they're getting better every day with steps and what we're trying to run. So,
Coach,
one more quick question, Randy. I know, everything's been real short and all this stuff, but I have noticed on the Facebook and Twitters and all this, you've gone and spend time with team doing other things other than football. to me, I think that's going to bring y'all closer together when the season starts.
I agree. We went to Spring Valley Beach, and we're going to be going to play paintball in July. I think July 16th or 17th. So, trying to do some team activities outside of that, because at the end of the day, it's about. I mean, we want to win every game, but we also want to build a relationship with these kids that they know that no matter what they're going through in life, like they always have somebody to call and talk to about anything. So, we're a team, we're a family. If we're going to preach family, then we need to act like we're a family. So,
amen. Coach, what's your numbers look like? Did you walk into pretty good numbers?
Pretty good numbers. We got 39 9 through 12. And we have right at 36 on 7th and 8th grades. We have a big junior high team. We're excited about that young group, and we're excited about all of them. I told the seniors the other day, like I'm not coming in here saying, listen, we're going to build a program. We look to win in 3 or 4. We're going to try to win this year. Seniors don't want to hear that, hey, he's here to build. I am here to build, but we're going to try to win in year 1. And I think we have the talent to win some games. It's not going to be easy. There's a new system going in. And play a couple good teams and one really good team everybody knows about. But we're going to, I promise, play a team on the field every Friday night. That's what we might not come away with every win, but you can walk out of the stadium going, that they was the hardest hitting, hardest playing team on the field. And if we can do that every Friday night, I'm going to be at the man's.
So, Coach, just one more question, and I'll stay real generic too. But I want to hear a little bit about defense. Do you have a percentage that you're going to play both ways, or and do you feel like with those numbers that you're going to have to play a lot both ways, or can you edge that number a little bit?
I think I put a cutoff date since I was a new guy. You need to say you're playing by July, because I didn't want, you know how it is, I didn't want guys working all the way through the summer and then this guy come in late. And so with the 39, I'm pretty sure that's the 39 we're going to have. And the 2 additions we've had here recently is going to help us, but we're going to be able to move kids around. As far as a lot of them's going to play both ways. We're real young. In a lot of places, we've got a bunch of 9th and 10th graders. We have a lot of 10th graders that's going to be on the field on Friday nights. And we have one freshman that will start for us on Friday night. So
exciting.
The majority of our guys are young, and which is good for the future. But, you know, there's going to be a lot of guys that's going to have to condition well, because they'll be playing a lot of snaps on Friday nights.
Howie?
Well, I'm going to change gears a little bit as far as, I know your in-laws, I know your wife and all that. Your father-in-law was coach at North Sun Mountain for a year or 2 as far as football. Have you asked him anything, any advice, or possibly what do you need to do or anything to, just words of wisdom or anything?
Yeah, I've talked to him, and it's funny. Normally his answer is, Tyler, I'm not a football guy. I was just thrown in there. That's if I ask him about football, I'm a basketball guy. So, but no, he's gave me some advice on, how to run a program and deal with different aspects of a program, because that's not easy. I found that out last year. It's not, when you're assistant coach, and I know it's everywhere. When you're assistant coach, you think you have all the answers. Like when something happens, you're like, man, I'd have done it this way. You know how it is. And it's when you get the job and you sit in the seat, oof, not nearly as easy as you thought it'd be. It's a lot of things get thrown at you. You have to answer a lot of questions, and I love it. I love my job. I love being a head football coach. I love coaching. So I look forward to next 25 years at Sylvania.
Coach, the only people that know more than assistant coaches are announcers. We know more than the assistant coach. So it just goes up. The head coach is usually the dumb guy, and then the assistants are smart. But the announcers are really, really smart.
And the fans are very smart, too.
Hey, I was up
even at the Bryant-Denny Stadium, you have smart fans.
Oh yeah. Hey, those baseball umps can't see, but the guy 50 yards down on the corner can see perfect, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. It is crazy.
let's talk about your region just a little bit. You're in a tough region, and there's some good football teams in your region. I think, is that a challenge? I mean, two ways to look at it. You get out of your region, you're probably a pretty good football team come to the playoffs.
That's it. Yeah, this region. It's not easy. You got 5: Plainview, Geraldine, Collinsville, then Brennan Mountain, Asbury, and us. And so it's going to be a fight at the top of the region. And I think, I had a guy ask me, talking to one of my coaching buddies. He was like, "Man, you're in the region with Benefield now, don't you?" I just laughed. I was like, "Yes, I know." And if you don't, it's crazy to say, but I look forward to coaching again. If you don't want to coach against the best, then I don't know why you're in the business of being a competitor if you don't want to compete against the best to do it. So we look forward to, I look at it like that. I'm trying to outcoach Coach Benefield. Like that's my job. And
that's your job, yeah.
That's my job. I look forward to trying to do that. And that's in everybody would play. And it is a tough region. A bunch of good football teams. I've watched some film. A bunch of well-coached football teams.
I would say that's probably one of the trademarks of that region is there's quality coaching at multiple levels there. So when you walk into going to win this year, that's our plan. To me, what's first priority? Is it to get the 11 you're going to be playing with on Friday night? Is it to get them in the weight room? When you walked in first day on the job, what were you thinking? My number one priority is this.
Make sure the culture's the right way. That was really my number one thing. Like I'm a culture guy. I love talking culture. I love everything about it. And when we started talking about like I mentioned, our 5 non-negotiables today, I met the kids. And our motto, which is win the day. Win the day, just simply, if it is what it is, and stole it from Bill Clark. Like every day, you're either winning or you're losing. You're not staying the same. So when you step in the weight room, you step on the field, you're competing against Plainview and Fife in June. All right, you're competing in Collinsville, everybody else in your region in June. Like you're competing with them right now. So win every day. If you don't have enough about yourself to compete with yourself every day, then compete against the guys who are going to play every day and get better than them every day. So that's kind of our win the day motto. And then we talked about 5 non-negotiables, which our program's built on, and we don't have it in the weight room. We've got it ordered in the locker room, but energy is the first non-negotiable. If you want me to go through all of them.
Yeah, go. That sounds great.
Energy, which is what it says. Like I'm asking you to do 5 non-negotiable things that require 0 talent to do. Like you don't have to be the best player to do these 5 non-negotiables. Right. So energy, when you step in the room, like bring energy. Every day you walk in the locker room, bring energy. Weight room, bring energy. On the field, bring energy. And like I tell the kids, every day you wake up, every day you're in class knowing you're about to go to the weight room, you're not going to feel like stepping in the weight room every day. It's not going to happen. That's not humankind. Like everyone's not built that way. There's very few built that way, and they play for a living. Like you got to make sure that you bring energy every day. And if one day you don't bring energy, if everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, you're going to feel like everybody else is. And you're going to end up being a better player that day than you would have been if everybody in the room would have been bringing energy. So energy is one of the non-negotiables. Effort, which all these are kind of tied together. Effort. If you're bringing energy, you're probably going to bring effort. Effort's something that's between you and you. It's like I stole that from Ray Lewis. Effort's between you and you. I can coach it, and I can try to get it out of you, but at the end of the day, you've got to be the one that brings effort. You know if you're giving everything you've got everything. Make sure you're doing that. Energy, effort, attitude. Again, all these are tied together. Attitude. So having the right attitude every day. Like I said, you're not going to show up every day ready to go. But you can fake it till you make it. You can have the right attitude. You can do what you're supposed to do every day. Energy, effort, attitude, attendance. And when I talk about attendance to them, like I want you to be here. In the summer right now, like I give them 4 days. Like that's your vacation days. I want you to be on vacation when you use them. Don't be laying in bed at home. Like when we work out in the morning, they'll be vacationing. You're at the beach. Like I want you to be go to the beach, and when you're there, not just showing up and being to actually mentally show up ready to go with the other three non-negotiables. And then the last non-negotiable was accountability. And
Right.
so I don't think, this is my opinion, I don't think that you can have a successful program without having using accountability, like the action, not just the word, because you can walk in any program everywhere today and they'll say the word accountability, but do they actually do the things that you have to do to hold everyone accountable? And I talk to the kids about that. When you can hold yourself accountable first. Like, I want to show up every day. I want to do my job every day. I'm not missing a rep. I want to do what I'm supposed to do. I can hold myself accountable. I can hold my teammates accountable because I'm going to hold everybody accountable. That's part of my job. I'm going to hold you accountable. When you get out in the real world and you show up 10 minutes late every day, and because you're in the real world, you're going to get fired from your job for being late every day.
Yep.
Or, so try to teach them, like, another thing we say a lot is be different. Don't give yourself an option. Like, don't give yourself an option not to do the last rep, because the last rep is going to get you better. Like, everybody can do the first 7 reps, but who can do the last rep? Or how many reps is in that set? And then when we talk about be different, I try to always use phrases of what's going on in the world and stuff, and not political stuff, but just be different as far as when you show up every day, a normal person will not give everything they have every single day. So be different. Like, don't be, I'm not even going to get on the rant, but just don't be the guy that's not going to take care of his family. Don't be the guy that's not going to work every day. So be the guy that's going, because life's not easy. That. And I try to tell them, like, there's going to be times in your life that's tough. Look back to this time and go, you know what? I can push through it because I've done it before. I've done it in the weight room every day. I've showed up every day. And then it just kind of builds some, it just instills that accountability that I think is necessary to be successful in every part of life.
I tell you what, Coach, I'm 54 years old and I'm ready to run through a wall.
Yeah.
Because when you start talking about that, you start building something special. How you got to follow up?
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry about coming in and out, having some difficulties here. I don't know if it's my internet or phone or whatever, but yeah, if you can get Randy fired up, ready to run through a wall or run anywhere, you're doing a good job, Coach. So, your players will be fired up as well.
That's a shock.
Hey, I'm 300 pounds. I can get through a wall. Coach,
it's just the running part that I'm impressed by.
It's just going to be a slow jog, but Coach, is there something at your facilities that you show up, you've got facilities? Is there something that you've identified that this is going to be my first project, or this is something I want to do to help my football team to get better? Or always can get better, the facilities can, but what was your thoughts when you first started there?
Well, I think we have some of the best facilities in the Cobb County, and
Great.
I put them up against anybody. We have a turf indoor spot that's where our weight room's at. We do a lot of work. We have a lot of things in that weight room that I didn't have, and we get a lot of work done. And locker room's nice. The whole facility's nice. We just did that. They just did the addition to that a few years back, and we about got that paid for. But once we get that done, we're gonna try to add some things, and actually got with quarterback club, and we did a wish list of things we would like to get done here in the future. And so one of the first things we want, though, is a real mower. They may be a little bit out of context there as far as that goes. We get that field looking good, but for the kids, though, we're gonna get some things done that kind of I've talked with a guy named Andy Vance about doing something in the hallway there for where we walk out. We're doing stuff like that as far as, just for the kids to get hyped and stuff like that. The little kids see that, and they, the varsity enjoy it too, but they're like, man, I can't wait to be there. I can't wait to do that. So we're getting stuff done in that nature, but really good facilities. You can stop by anytime, show you around.
That's awesome. I'll take you up on that. And the field is that's something a lot of coaches are very personal about. You want your field to look good, And I think that it helps kid. If your field looks good, it's kind of that, maybe it's that seventh grader sitting in the stadium that sees it.
Yeah.
But that really is a point of pride with coaches.
Yeah, like when we try to keep our coach's office looking the right way. Like if we preach to the kids, do little things, but we don't do little things, then you're a coward, right? Like you're not doing what you're trying to get your kids to do. Like if I tell the kids, hey, because how we keep the locker and how we keep the weight room is we leave it the same way every day. We cleats in the bottom right, helmet in the back. Like that's a little bitty thing. That's small. But when we get on the field, our alignment, our first step, our hand placement, all that stuff matters. Like all the little things matter because, that just builds up to the overall play. Like we've got to make sure that all the little things are the way it's supposed to be before the ball snapped. And if you're not doing little things throughout your entire program, then I don't think you can ask them to do the little things right on Friday night. So that's something we try.
Coach, and Howie dropped this, but he had talked about a question that he was going to answer. He must be having, I'm in storms. He might be too. He wanted to know, what is your Friday night traditions? Do you have things that you're going to do every Friday night? It's just for the coach. We asked Coach Benefield about that, and evidently he carried the same, forget what it was, a knife or a stone.
Something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I listened to it. Yeah.
In his pocket for years. Do you got one of those?
Man, I hadn't had anything. I always try to go in there and get a prayer in by myself, out away from everybody. But that's my time alone, and I try to spend that 5 minutes praying and thinking about how not to cost my team a win, because I think that's all I think about through the week is have we prepared the right way, and then I don't want to, like Benefield said when he said it the other day, you don't want to make a call that costs your team to win. Win. And so I think, be honest with you, I'm more nervous as a as a coach than I was when I played. I don't even think it's close. Like when I played, I was ready. I could control a lot. Like I was ready to go, and wasn't too many nerves. There was, but not a lot. Not near as many as there are now. I think it's because I got a million things going through my head. But, Friday,
what is Friday night like for a coach?
Man, getting into as an assistant coach, it was awesome. As an assistant coach, I enjoyed every bit of a Friday night, like the atmosphere, and I enjoy all that now as a head coach too. But as assistant coach, it's just like a little less pressure, and then when you start coordinating, a lot more pressure, and it's. But as a head football coach, Friday nights are still fun. They're enjoyable. I love it. I love competing, and that's what I feel like I'm doing every Friday nights, compete with a coach across from me, because it's like a chess game. They're going to make a move, and then you've got to be able to adapt and change and make adjustments to beat what they're doing. And that's the fun part to me. I enjoy every bit of it. But the atmosphere is still the same. It's still Friday night. There's nothing like Friday nights. I don't care if you play on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I ain't never done any of them other two. I've got in one game on Saturday. To me, there's nothing like Friday night.
Howie, I asked the question about game day tradition. I didn't know if you would be back, but you can give a follow up to that. I don't know if you heard Coach, but he was talking about Friday night and the emotions that run, and then I followed up with about traditions. You got any follow up to that, Howie?
Now you actually stole my question, because that's going to be my go-to question when we ask these guys, because I'm curious about that. I asked Coach Benefield the other day, and he first said no, but then before he got done, he had like 5 or 6 different things that he said he did before all the games. But
his wife driving.
Let's put it in this perspective. Yeah. He said Jody drove him to all games now, so maybe eventually Hannah can do the driving Coach Vann to the games before it's over with, and that'd be a tradition for y'all. And but as far as nerves and all that, how do you calm yourself down to where the players don't realize maybe you are nervous or you're anxious or something?
Yeah, I try to. That's one thing I spend my 5 minutes in there praying about. But they're there. They look. You're the leader. Even for the assistant coaches, you're the leader. So if they see you nervous, they're going to be nervous. Players see you nervous, they're going to be even more nervous. So to me, I've never had trouble showing confidence. Like that's as a player. Some people call it cocky, but I just say it's confidence. Like you got to be confident in what you're doing, and if you're not confident in what you're doing, it's going to show. Like I'm confident in what we're doing as a program. I'm confident in what we're doing on both sides of the football in all three phases. So as far as calming the nerves down, man, I just say a little prayer and show confidence. That's a big thing.
Coach, is your job as a head coach to coach players and coaches?
It is. It is. I found that out last year. At Woodville last year, we had 4 coaches. They all done a great job. I have nothing bad to say about any of them. They done their job. They showed up and did what was asked of them every day. But they had only, I think, with all of them combined, they've coached 1 year of varsity football, all combined before last year. But in a way, that's good because you get to show them what you like, and then they go out there and coach what you want them to do. But at the same time, it's new to me because you do realize, hey, you're coaching coaches because you're the leader of the coaches' room as well as you're the leader of the locker room. And that was something else that changed going from assistant coach to a head football coach is you're coaching more than just your players. You're coaching your coaches. But I'm excited about the staff we have at Sylvania. They're very knowledgeable. They do a great job. And if I hire you to coach, like I'll allow you to coach. Like I'm going to tell you what I want, but you're going to coach your position. You're going to coach. You're going to do your job. That's what you get paid to do. And that's what coaches want to do. They want to be, walked over and interrupted all the time. So I let them coach their position and just tell them what I want out of them. They do a great job. And they're smart. Like I said, I'm a lucky guy. You're only as good as your assistant coaches, and I think we have a dang good group. So,
do you serve as your own play caller?
I do. I call the play on Friday nights, and I guess that. No, I don't. I'm gonna let somebody else do it. If it's going good, I did it. If it's not, Coach Clark called it. The coordinator's calling offense too. I'm kidding. Yeah, I call it on. I call the offense on Friday. Coach Clark calls the defense, and Coach Richards is actually our special teams coordinator, so he'll be doing the special teams side of it.
So in all the interviews over 30 years, I've asked coaches about calling plays. I've got a common theme, and I want to ask you the same question. And Howie, I'm going to let you follow up next couple questions. Does being your own play caller help you stay into the game as far as the flow of the game and help you understand the situation? I think at the other levels of football, you're not being the play caller. Sometimes you get disconnected. But really good coaches, I think every coach I've ever been around that won a state championship either called his, I think they all called his offense. So does that really help you stay part of the game?
It does. Calling plays, you're always adjusting to what the defense is giving you. So you're calling plays on what you think is best against whatever defense that they're aligning to your offense, how they adjust to your offense, this formation. So we do we're in a lot of formations, but we're also thumbing back through on the iPad, talking to the guys up top about what we're getting, what we like best. But when it gets into it, I like to call off feel. So as we're running plays, we're also in calls against the defense that we're playing. But I've never not called a game as a head coach. So I can't give you both ends. I can't answer both sides of it, but it does help me stay in the flow of the game, and then I try to be involved with defense. I don't tell them what to call, but I'm always on that side of the headset to listen. So I'm there.
Mr. Cheney, I'm going to let you have a couple follow-ups. We lost you for a minute.
I know, guys. I'm sorry. And Coach Vann, I was looking forward to this. I'm sorry about the difficulties. I played in a golf tournament Sunday that was sponsored by Pisgah, so we're going to blame it on that golf tournament being by Pisgah. So there you go. We talked about some of the coaches that you played for, earlier, and Coach Gilbert and and you ask Coach Vest as far as some advice and all that. There's one name I'm going to bring up, and I think before I even say it, you're probably going to have a grin on your face. You know who I'm going to say. Have you spoken with a gentleman from North Southern Mountain by the name of Mr. Eddie Kirby?
Oh, Coach Kirby, the basketball guy. Yeah, Wolfie. That was I love Eddie Kirby.
There you go.
That guy was a good coach for us, and you know we won area championship with him. And man, if I go back and play again, I play for him again. Dude does a good job. And another coach that's a player's coach. He builds relationships with his players that, you know, you feel like he cares about you. So when you know a coach cares about you, you're going to run through a brick wall for him. And every one of his players would do that. Everyone you talk to, that's what they do. They'd do anything they'd do it. And Coach Kirby's a good one. And I ain't got to call him yet. So.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth because, you know.
Keith Kirby. I hadn't talked to Eddie Kirby yet.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know, that's Heath Kirby's your boss, so you better talk to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, all the players I've talked to, a lot of them that's played for Eddie Kirby, and they've said the exact same thing that you said. You know, he builds you up to the point where you feel like you can run through a brick wall. And playing for him, I think you're going to have a little bit of Eddie Kirby in you, where you're going to coach these players up to do the same thing.
Right. Yeah. If you can't. It's always about like building players up. They have to have confidence in themselves if they're going to go play good. Like if you're just all you do is tear them down, you're never going to have confidence to go out there and perform at the highest level they can perform. I'm not saying not to get on to kids. I'm not saying not to get on to them when they continually do stuff the wrong way after you've said over and over, this is the way you want it. But at the end of the day, it's about instilling confidence in these kids, accountability, and all the non-negotiables and everything we talked about up to this point. But
Coach, go ahead, Howie.
We talked about it a little bit earlier. So since you helped Hannah out last year, have you thought about asking her to help you out and get some advice from her?
No.
How are you? I'm gonna cut you
he
off.
asked the tough questions. Hey, what'd you say when you don't want to answer?
No. Just next question.
Next question. Move on.
Woo, Lord. Hey, that one's funny. So, Coach, we have brought up your lovely wife a couple of times. You're a young coach. You moved a couple of times. You love football. I can tell by your passion, Coach.
Yep.
What do you do when you want to not be a football coach for a minute? What does Coach Vann do to relax?
Man, I play golf. The number one thing is fish. That's one of the main things I do to get away from football. That's a hobby. But to be honest with you, I never get away from football. It's like I'm always thinking about it. Even if I'm on the water in the boat, I'm thinking about something to do with football. And so that's two of the big things I do to get away. Besides spend time, if I don't say this, I'm in trouble. Besides spend time with my wife, that's the two things.
Do you enjoy college football? Do you get to watch a few games?
Yeah. I try to get all my film done before noon, just so I can watch some college football on Saturday and relax. I love NFL football too, so that's my Saturday and Sunday. But during football season, it's my Saturday and Sundays also watching a lot of film. So I've got away from watching a lot of college football because I've got so much film to watch and break down if you want to be successful on Friday nights. But when I have a chance late on Saturday night, watch the ABC game, or Sunday, watch Monday Night Football and stuff, I'll jump on that.
Deep down, we all grew up. Anybody that's around this we all grew up watching that stuff and loving it. You know, that's the reason we do it.
That's where it started. I remember walking. People used to ask me, "Why are you a Pittsburgh Steelers fan? You live in Alabama," and they were all these old school guys that played for Pittsburgh. I didn't know any of them at the time. I was young. Because that's who my dad roots for. That's why I'm an Alabama fan. I went there and asked Dad, who do you go for? And when he said it, that boom, I'm an Alabama fan. I'm a Steelers fan. And so that's where it all starts. And I remember as a little kid, you'd watch Alabama football, and at halftime you'd go out and throw and play a game as fast as you could to get back in to watch more Alabama football. So that's childhood. That's how I grew up. That's where I learned to love it. So.
Well, some of us went to Tennessee, so we're not enjoying it as much as Alabama fans are right now. So not going to mention the name, but I'm currently raising an 11-year-old daughter who talks about wanting to go to Auburn because she don't want to go to Tennessee. So
that's two terrible choices.
She's not allowed to go to Alabama, so that's the only choices she's got.
Okay, got you.
So, Howie, you got any last questions you want to ask? Because I got a couple I want to fire at Coach here at the end, and then we'll call it a night. Coach, we do appreciate it. Wing Fest, August 14th. Be a vendor for $40 or come and eat with fat guys like me and Howie, and it won't be as expensive.
Yep, $15.
15? Oh, God. That's the best $15 you can spend right there. Howie, what's your last couple of questions you want to throw at Coach?
Well, one thing is, Randy, just tell me what time you're going to come by and pick me up, and we'll be there at Wingfest next to Coach there. And Coach, I appreciate you taking the time, especially, I know you're busy moving. I didn't know it until we started moving all this stuff. You could have easily put this off, but you gave us an hour of your time. I will, thank Hannah for us. I will personally thank her myself later on. I think of Hannah as one of my own kids, and she means a lot to me. And with her willing to spend the rest of her life with you, you gotta be a pretty outstanding guy. And Sylvania is very fortunate to have you, and welcome to the Round Nation.
Yeah, she's very lucky. I'm just kidding. Coach,
quit digging it.
Hey, you're digging yourself in these holes now, not me.
I outkicked my coverage. She's a good one. I couldn't. Growing up, she grew up with coach. Her dad was a coach, so she understands the coaching side of it and the time it takes to be successful and to win games. You have to put a lot of time into it, and it takes a special woman to be a coach's wife. So I'm a lucky one.
You are very lucky because coaching wife, that's the secret a lot of times. Coach Benefield actually said his wife was a big part of it. I did an interview about a month ago where I couldn't get the coach to quit talking about his wife. And I asked him, I said, Coach, he goes, outside calling the plays, she does everything else, Randall. So,
I hear you.
Coach, last game of the year this year, you're going to be lined up against North Sand Mountain. How's that feel?
Good, because we owe them one. They last year at Woodville, they got us. So anytime you go against the alma mater, there's a little something extra there. You want to get a big win, and I look forward to that night. That's going to be so hopefully we're on the opposite side of it. Last year I went up to North Sand Mountain and we got beat. And this year they're going to come to us at Sylvania. So hopefully we get even with Coach Kirby. He's done a great job up there at North Sand Mountain. He's kept it rolling. They've had some deep runs the last few years, and I've been proud of them. Kirby's a good one, a real good one.
Coach, I'm at Sequatchie County, which is up in Dunlap, Tennessee now, and we take great pride in that we call ourselves the Valley Schools, and there's a connection. That's where South Pittsburgh and Marion County and Whitwell
right.
and Sequatchie County and Bledsoe County are, and they take great pride in playing Valley ball. I've been fortunate enough to be around the Sand Mountain schools. There is can you tell me what that emotion or that pride is of being one of those schools off of that mountain? And they've always played good, hard-nosed football. Describe what Sand Mountain football is.
You said it right there in a couple words there, hard-nosed. That's how we play on the mountain. You may come up the mountain feeling good, and you may get a win, but you don't go back off the mountain beat up. So we take pride in how physical we play, and I think that's every school on the mountain takes pride in how physical they play. Besides Pisgah, and I'm kidding. I got to stop with the Pisgah jokes, but they even Pisgah, seriously, when I played,
you're changing the point of view now, being at Sylvania.
Yeah, that is true. But even playing Pisgah in school, they were a physical football team, and everybody on the mountain is, and we take pride in that. And that's our calling card, being hard nosed.
Did you want to coach a mountain school?
I did. That was want to be back somewhere I'm familiar with, and be a part of something and a community that cares about football, and that's definitely what Sylvania is, a community that cares about it, and a community that wants to win a lot of football games. And they got a head football coach that wants to do all the same things. So I look forward to spending a long time at Sylvania High School and winning a lot of football games, but also changing a lot of lives for the good. So,
Coach Vann, I cannot express in the middle of a busy time getting ready for the season how much I appreciate you. We wish you the best of luck, and we will see you on August 14th. Now, that's our promise to you.
That'll be the day I'll show you around the facility. So.
Yeah, I have not been on that facility since 1995.
Okay,
so that'll be a great.
That's the year I was born. So you.
Now you know why I don't run, Coach.
That's the year I was born. You've been there since I was born.
Hey, last game I called there, Paul Benefield was the head coach. Steve Stanley was the quarterback for Colbert County. Ended up being a starting linebacker at Alabama, and I can still remember every play of that game. There's a special thing about Sylvania football, and I'm glad you're there to take care of it, Coach. I really am.
I'm glad to be there.
Coach, I'll see you every Friday night. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll see you every Friday night. My youngest daughter will be in the band. She'll be marching this year, so I'll be there cheering her on and cheering you on as well. And nothing but the best this year, Coach. And being media, I think I'm supposed to be partial, but hey, if you need anything, you're Hannah either one. Just let me know. I'll do anything I can to help y'all out.
I appreciate that.
We'd love to get you back somewhere either after the season or during the season. We know during season stuff, but we'd love to have you back sometime. And we're really, really proud of you. And you got 2 fans here. Go
man.
Go win.
Again, thank you for all you guys do for promoting high school football, promoting talking to coaches and everything you're doing now. And this sport deserves to be promoted. These kids deserve to be promoted.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate what y'all do. I promise you, it don't go unnoticed by me and my peers. I can assure you that we talk about that. And so thank you guys, and I'm excited to be at Sylvania. And thanks for having me. And go Rams. Go
Rams. And we all do this. And you've said it 100 times. The kids deserve our best effort.
Yep.
And that's what we're all here for. So if you live in the Sylvania area, got a kid at Sylvania, be up there August the 14th. Let's support this program. So for Randall Cunningham, for Howie Cheney, Coach Vann, good night. Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.